Because the fear you have is just a part of you, an energy of you that has been stored away, that has been blocked. And so it's about reclaiming that energy, taking off the blockage, and let the energy flow again into you. If we're seriously wanting to overcome our own fears, the first step is we need to get to know our fears. We need to get to know them, not just in terms of information, not just in terms of trying to find logic and solutions around them from our mind space, but getting to know them deeply experientially. What do I mean by that? If we want to overcome our fear, we get to need to know them through awareness. We want to get to know them through curiosity. Because what happens when we get to know our own fears? Because right now, what is happening? Your fear response is a natural subconscious defense mechanism of your body and your nervous system to avoid something in your experience. And hence, you're avoiding the very thing that might hold the key to your own expansion. And so, if you're having something that you're fearing in your life and you're experiencing fear, you actually know where the source of your potential lies. Because behind the fear is where you hide your potential, is where your potential is blocked. It's like a blockade that is created behind it. And you can only access it once you get to know the fear, once you get to access that fear. Because right now, in your psyche, in your mind, you're experiencing fear only because of the unknown, only because there's something uncertain and something that looks like something familiar of the past, which might not have caused you that much pleasantness, or maybe it was dangerous. So your subconscious mind tries to protect you because maybe a similar situation, a similar person, a similar experience might have hurt you in the past. And that is not only just of this lifetime. The very way you are right now is because of your ancestors. The nose of your grandmother is probably sitting on your face, and the ears of your grandfather are also there. All the cells in our bodies carry all the ancestral memory of our past. And so most of the fears that we have right now are not even our own. We can own them. We need to realize that most of our ancestors, they live still through us in every single cell of our body. Every cell has memory and memory of our ancestors. Whatever your grandfather might have experienced as something bad might still be within your system, might still be a fear that you experience today. There have been many studies done on animals where they can see how one bad experience was transmitted even generations down to the next. And so we can see that the memory is so strong in our body. And unless we are willing to face and get to know the fear that we experience currently, we will never be able to access that stored potential that is within us, that blocked potential. Because the fear is basically telling us to move away, to avoid it, to change direction, to flight it, to get away from it as soon as possible, because it's dangerous. It might be harmful. And so we're not allowing ourselves to face it. We're turning away from it. And so this is the natural tendency of fear. Fear in our experience is something that subconsciously we're saying, I don't want to see it. I don't want to feel it. I don't want to experience it. I'm afraid. And thereby avoiding it. But in the very moment we're avoiding our fear, facing our fear, we're avoiding our own true potential. Because that's all there is. Your potential is stored behind your fear. It is the source of your potential. In fact, fear is the source of your potential. And so if you allow yourself to face it, to see it, to witness it without judgment, without pushing it into a direction where it is no more in your experience and pushing it away, trying to push it down in a way out of your experience, you will never access that potential within you because it's behind that barrier. So if you want to overcome fear, if you want to access that potential, you need to face it. And how do you face it? How do you get to know the fear? Only through awareness. The only way to access your fear, the potential behind your fear, is through awareness. So awareness can come once you're experiencing the fear. Once it's in your experience, when you're experiencing the fear, it's time for you to just look at it, to face it, and not push it away, not react towards it. Don't let your ancestors work for you. Like, don't let your ancestors take away from you the decision to move forward. Only because they have had the bad experience in the past, it doesn't mean you will have it. And only because you had maybe a bad experience in the past, it doesn't mean you will have it again. And so, if you truly want to access your potential, it's time for you to get curious about your fear and see it not as something to avoid, but as a masterful teacher. A teacher that can show you aspects of yourself that you never thought were possible. A very wise and powerful teacher. And at the same time, seeing it as your source of your potential rather than something to avoid. And that is the mind shift we can create. That's a perspective we can instantly create. You see, in that moment when we realize that our fears are not something to avoid, but something to embrace, something to be curious about, some master that teaches us how we can access our potential, instantly there's an action in our through perception. And when we're shifted, oh, now I can pay attention. And so when I experience the fear, rather than turning away from it, I'm paying attention, I'm listening, I'm hearing what it has to say. And I know it might be scary, it might be painful, it might be intense, but how bad do you want to experience your own freedom? Do you want to continue being stuck behind fears? Or do you want to experience your life beyond fear? And those fears that you experience right now are exactly the signpost that you need. But so it's not even about overcoming them. It's about looking at them, being curious about them, get to know them, being able to listen to them. But not from a place of, I'm listening to you, oh, I shouldn't do that and I should avoid it. That's not listening to your fear. That is you avoiding the fear. You're listening to what you experience. You're reacting. That's your own reaction to the fear, moving away from it. But listening to the fear, paying attention to it. What does it tell me about myself? What does it invite me to do? And what is behind that fear? What is beyond that fear? And you can only know that if your courage is enough to face it, to face your fear, and see them as a masterful teacher. And once you can embrace them as teachers, your life will become one of ease. Because now whatever happens in your life, whenever you experience fear, and you will never not experience fear in your life, you can embrace them. You can see that your fear is pointing towards your potential. It's pointing towards a limitation that you might have right now, not even consciously created, unconsciously created, or some limitation that your ancestors had put upon you. So don't let them decide for you anymore. Make your own choices. Get curious about your fear. And that is how you can overcome them, even though there is nothing to overcome. Because now that you see that they're your teacher, now that you see that they are actually the very thing you need the most, you'll be freed, you'll be liberated, because now they have become part of you. Because the fear you have is just a part of you, an energy of you that has been stored away, that has been blocked. And so it's about reclaiming that energy, taking off the blockage, and let the energy flow again into you. And it is a huge empowerment. And you can see it, you can experience it the moment you're actually taking away the blockage, when you're facing it, when you're facing the fear. You'll see there's so much energy coming through. And that's when you know that you actually made the fear into a masterful teacher. When the energy flows again, when this energy is again part of you and no more separated. Because essentially when you experience fear, there's still an energy, a part of you, a part of your energy that is still separated from you. And so when you experience some fear, it's time for you to reclaim that energy, because it's already yours. It's already your energy. It's already part of you. You just have pushed it away. You just have put it aside. and your ancestors did. So it's time for you. It's like those, in other words, they're hidden treasures. Your fears are actually your hidden treasures. The potential that lies within you, and it's ready for you to be accessed. Thank you so much for being here today. Let me know down in the comments how it feels for you to overcome your fear and see it from a different perspective. Make it your masterful teacher and see how much power and energy you have once you access it. I'd love to know how it energized you once you actually embraced it. I'll see you in the next video.